Is Africa really poor? This rhetoric is always singing by some people outside the Africa poor, Africa this, Africa. Is really Africa poor, my fellow brothers and sisters outside there, who the way you know how Africa has a lot of natural resources than all the continent. Is Africa really poor? Or maybe Africa has a problem of leadership. Is Africa poor? By seeing what some African brothers and sisters are doing these days, what is happening in Burkina Faso and few African countries, you still think Africa is poor. Or maybe the system, the operating system, or the operating system is a problem, or the operating system is a captured. Really, Africa poor. Okay. I know. Sometimes I feel sad when I hear this rhetoric, this song of Africa poor, African are living in poverty. I sometimes feel sad, and other time I just smile because I know Africa is not poor. Yes, yes. I'm so very happy to stand in front of you, brothers and sisters, and share a few words. One of the leaders of the League of United Kingdoms of Africa. I'm happy to share this word with you, and I'm praying you to continue sharing with other brothers and sisters outside there. I know Africa is not poor, and you know yourself that Africa is not poor. Maybe there is a little challenge for us Africans to continue fixing, and African leaders out there. There are those ones that are standing and doing right and correcting this and that. And I'm so very happy with what they're doing, how they're developing this and that. And I'm still need the support of the brothers and the sisters out there to continue supporting them, to continue standing with them. These that are not much politicized, these that are leading well, let's continue supporting them. What they're doing for our benefit, let's continue supporting them. Yeah, don't put them down. Let's continue being with them. The more we're supporting them, they are getting strength. We are their pillars, yes, as a people. The more they don't lie to us, they're speaking the truth about the challenge they're facing in everything, wherever they go in the meetings here, wherever they're making some deals with some companies, international companies, whatever they're doing, whatever they're doing, and they're telling us the truth. Let's continue to support them. They are our leaders, and let's continue being with them. Yeah, it's that. What sometimes astonishing me is when you see, dear brothers and sisters, when we find some troubles and some other time failing to come out due to more lies of some politicians, this is when sometimes I regret and sometimes I feel sad because they don't tell the truth. As they know, if they tell the truth, they're gonna get vote. And then if people they don't vote them, they will be out of power. They have to lie, and the more they're lying, and the more also they're losing trust. People don't trust them anymore. This is a challenge, yeah, to some leaders because they are captured and they cannot show that publicly. They're still hiding. They don't show exactly how they're oppressed in the office or being there. Maybe they enter the office after signing some contract with some companies outside there to support them with money. Some countries, some other leaders support them with money, and they agreed that they're gonna protect them when they are on power. So they're waiting for them there to pay what they agreed for. You see, they are now ruled. They mean to be ruler, they mean to be head of state, but they still ruled. Yeah, this is a challenge, my friend. When it comes in this time of our leaders are captured by other leaders outside there, our government find under the legs, under the feet of other people outside there, They're pressuring to do what they don't want to do, and they can't tell us people. This is a challenge now. We know what is happening behind there, and when our leaders don't tell us or don't speak loudly, publicly, what can we do? That is a problem. They have to come and tell people, the voters, those are voting them, those are putting them in office. We have this contract, we have this challenge, and we signed this contract because we wanted to come to power, but now the rope is on our necks. We don't know how to come out of this agreement with some multinationals companies, or with some European government or American government, or so Chinese government or Asian government, so. They have to tell us the truth so we may know how to fix. As a people, we can still stand for our rights. Because what one person agreed is not as the country agreed. There are a lot of leaders agreed outside there before they come to power. They signed the agreement which are not even official. They just their agreement. There are also those selfish ones who want to be rich quick. They sign some agreement which are not official. Their agreement themselves to be rich. They want to steal. In their 5 years, they steal and steal because they are corrupt. They want that. And many brothers and sisters are living in misery. But Africa is no poor. Look at what is happening in Burkina Faso lately. How the government of Burkina Faso is doing well. In 2 years, this president, the new president of Burkina Faso, he already done a lot, which could be not done by those previous presidents in 40 and 50 years. Infrastructure, agriculture, so many projects, hospitals, schools, roads, buildings, factories in just 2 years. Imagine if this president stay on power for 10 years. This is the leadership that we want in Africa. We want the leaders who can develop continent, the leaders who can work for them, for their people. Look, the resources of Burkina Faso, the resources that they have, without credit, the man is building, is developing the country, going to outside, importing some tractors, modernizing agriculture, giving them fertilizers for free, the farmers, developing farming. So many people asking, where this money coming from? Did he borrow money? The president always say the money of Burkina Faso, the money of Burkinabe, the money of Burkina Faso, our money. I'm not borrowing any money from any international bank. This is our money, the money from Burkina Faso. But we heard a lot of songs that Burkina Faso is a poor, Burkina Faso is a... But the way they're developing, the way they're quicker, has never happened before. Just 2 years. Burkina Faso is seen as rich. The raffinery of a gold, they can raffinate gold themselves, making bricks in just a couple of 2 years. This is only one of the presidents who stood for that, the decision of the African president of not selling the raw material outside. This is one stood on the same decision and starting to raffinate gold by themselves to make bricks and as minerals. What about as a president? I still seeing the tracks of raw minerals going to China, to America, to wherever, from Congo, from Malawi, from Zimbabwe, from Nigeria, from other countries. Why these other presidents, they don't change, they don't stand on the decision that they made in different international meetings, that Africa raw material must remain in Africa. Outsider companies must come and build their companies in Africa to create more jobs for the African to benefit. Why these other countries, they don't change that system? And we will continue hearing this rhetoric of the song, Africa is poor, Africa is poor, is poor. The problem can be the leadership now. What do we see? We need change in the leadership of Africa. We are with you leaders. We are with you. We support you as the Burkinabe support their president Ibrahim Traore. This is how all the African young leaders are supporting you leaders on power there. We are with you. You just be yourself. Standing of the decision, we are there. If you do the right thing for us, we will continue protecting you. Because we need change in Africa. Africans need change. We are not happy seeing our brothers and sisters dying in the Mediterranean Sea, dying here and there. They want to go somewhere outside for better life. We are not happy with it. Help us change our education system, change the operating system, change everything. Whatever you see as colonizers and is still colonizing, change everything in Africa which is still colonizing. If this education system is colonizing, if the operating system is still colonizing, change it for our benefit. We're going to clap a hand and say, praise be you, brothers and sisters in the offices. You are there, you leaders, African leaders, who continue standing and changing operating system. If the operating system is captured by some multinational companies or some government because there have been some agreement of years and years, why don't you just abolish all those agreements? And we are there for you. Abolish those agreements and modernizing things. We are with you, brothers and sisters. We're gonna let you down if you continue telling us the truth over every challenge that you're facing in those offices. We people who voting you to be there, we leaders who are with you, we will continue understanding when you come in a public meeting and tell us, my dear people, there is an agreement between America. This agreement was this, was that, and the commission was this and that, and the interest of the country could be this. But these Americans, they never paid us money, these billions that we agreed. These Americans, government or these American companies, they didn't pay us the money that we agreed. This is the reason of this and that and our challenge. Why don't you speak those things publicly? Speak that we can hear and defend, because it's our rights, our money. That is not the money of you. You are standing there to lead. The country is not yours. You are just the head of a state to lead. The country is our country, our people, not you as the president. You are there as a president to lead us, because we need someone to lead the country for good operating. We need an operator to lead. There's a ship, there is a captain to lead the boat, the ship to go well. This is why we need a president to lead. The president there is not the owner of the country. He's not owning the country. If we need the government, the people to be there for the leadership. They are not the owner of the country. The country is belong to us, the people. We have the right, the last decision to everything making. This is why we vote you. This is why we vote a parliamentarian to be there to decide for us. And these parliamentarians, some parliamentarians of nowadays, they don't decide well for us. We put them in the offices, but when it comes to our issues, our matters, they don't speak our problems. And we continue suffering. They don't decide on our benefit, on our behalf well. This is also another challenge. My dear brothers and sisters, let's correct leadership. What is going on in Burkina Faso and Mali and Niger and other countries, they are opening eyes of many Africans. We've been saying this for many times, many years, that Africa is not poor, but leadership is a problem. We've been saying this long time. We need leaders, not politicians who will be nyoga, snake, lying today with fake promises, bogus promises. They're speaking the sweet words and they cannot just fulfill their promises. We don't need those types of leaders to be in our offices. The leaders who just stand for their stomach. We don't need those leaders in Africa. This is a modern Africa, need the leaders, not the politician of a lying. That is not supposed to be in Africa, and we don't. I'm standing and speaking for us Africans because I know their frustration. I know what also they feel as I'm feeling. We need the leaders. The leaders who can do what we want as a people, because we need to live better life. More brothers and sisters died in the sea, in the ocean, trying to go outside for better life, while we have natural resources than all the continent of the world. We have a nice soil, the fertile soil than all over the world. Africa is rich in everything. We have to be rich and richer than other people outside there. They are them to come in Africa to look for better life, not as African going outside. This is unfair, and total unfair. I'm speaking as a leader, as a young leader, as one of the leader in the League of the United Kingdoms of Africa. This is total unfair, what is going on in Africa. Very unfair. When we see our brothers and sisters are dying in the seas and going outside for better life, while those could be the one coming to us, because we have everything they don't have. The development of today, of this world, lay on African resources, cobalt, coltan, golds, manganese, uranium, everything in technology of today Africa has. Everything. We have everything in technology of today. What we don't have a petrol all over. Petrol most everywhere in Africa. But sometimes we are astonished when petrol is becoming rarer. Extracted in Africa is cleaned outside Africa. How come? Why that? Petrol extracted in Africa and going outside. We Africans buying petrol from outside again. The same petrol extracted in Africa, going outside, coming back to us as a final product. We buying expensive. Mineral resources extracted in Africa, going outside raw, they finish the outside, coming as a jewelry to us, we buy very expensive. Everything from Africa, the phones here, these smartphones, the mineral extracted in Africa, going outside, we come to buy a very expensive. Some people can't afford. While those things could be done in Africa, and we Africans could buy cheap and import outside, we get benefits. As Africans, the owners of those mineral resources, the owner of those natural resources, we struggle while we have things in our hand. This is supposed to change. Even God in heaven is not happy. Dear leaders, Even God, who blessed Africa this much, is not happy at all. I'm speaking the truth here. Right speaking. Even God Leza, Kabeja Mpungu, Menelungu, Nelulu, who blessed Africa this much, is not happy at all by seeing how some Africans struggling, while he blessed them with everything which other continents don't have. How come? We have to wake up, man. We mustn't be like we don't understand the world, like we don't see. Huh? How? We don't see. We can see. But how voiceless? Why the meaning of voiceless? Captured by who? Who's pressing the button of controlling African leaders, of oppressing African leaders, of misleading African leaders to make their people suffering and to help other people outside? Who's doing that? No one. There's no one, maybe. What I can see, let's change the system, operating system, education system, whatever system seem as colonized, whatever system seem as captured by the enemies of Africa, let it change. We can free Africa ourselves. There is no one who will come from outside to free Africa. There is no one who will come outside to develop Africa. We first. If we stand for our rights and every people outside, they will respect Africans. May God bless all of us. Your friend, Master Prophet Afonso Waralingegetem Server. We have to continue standing for our rights as Africans. I thank you.